Well, sorry for the scatting or whatever it is that I'm doing. It's been fun. It's good. We're over here. All right. Hello. Welcome. It looks like it's all working. So now I shall push this button and say, good morning. Hi. 'Tis me, Evo Terra. Thanks for joining me here on this live taping of Podcast Pontifications. Today, the topic is the proud way of finding success in podcasting. Hey, if you're brand new to watching the show, this is not... Yes, it's a live show, sort of. But that's not really the intent. This is a live look at the process of how I record Podcast Pontifications. Now, the actual finished episode will be available at 10 a.m., at Podcast Pontifications and in whatever podcast app you're listening to. Plus, there's a completely rewritten article, not a rewritten article, but a written article. I'll take the words that I'm saying to you on the program right here and rewrite them in a way that makes sense to read. All that goes at podcastpontifications.com. You can even go there, give me your email address, and I will, not personally, you understand the robots do this, but the system will automatically email you a link to the audio file plus the article, so you can have both. Whatever you want to do, it's here for you. And later on today, the video will be up to YouTube and also on the website. But look, the video is an ends to the means, people. A means to the end. There we go. Not the ends to the means, the means to the end. I've forgotten my Machiavelli. Anyhow, thanks for joining me. I do appreciate it. Let's see what's new on the horizon. I'm feeling a little not great. Health-wise, fine. Physical health-wise, fine. Mental health, a little shattered. So I'm going to address that today on the program. We're talking about a little bit of this, a little bit of self-care type stuff here, in case you're curious what it is we're talking about. It's probably brought on by the fiasco that is Apple Podcasts Connect. Most likely is what it is. So I'm going to try and avoid that topic at least for a day. Because I'd really like to. Yeah. That'd be great, wouldn't it? Right. So. Awesome. Thanks. Everything is wonderful and wild and weird. I hope you guys are doing well. Oh, I do have the chat room open. So like Arlen just said good morning to me, I can say, good morning, Arlen. And we're going to type that in too. To the chat room. Yeah, because you can chat with me. And it looks like if I'm... So I switched over, again, behind the scenes stuff. Real podcast starts in another 2 minutes, the actual episode itself. So I switched to using Restream, and that allows me to take this video and shoot it to a variety of places. Hi, Steph. Shoot it to LinkedIn, which is where I've been doing this show for the last couple of years. It's been done as a live show on LinkedIn. Again, this is just the behind the scenes stuff. It's a podcast. And also, it gets me to go to Facebook. I used to do this on Facebook when I first started. For like the first 30 episodes were only on Facebook. But then I remembered I hate Facebook, so I switched over to LinkedIn. So it goes to those two places, and it also goes to Periscope, which is Twitter. I don't know why they still call it Periscope, because I think Periscope's been deprecated. And it goes live on my YouTube channel. So whatever you're watching on right now is great and fine. Thank you. I believe when I wrote good morning to Arlen, and now I'm going to write good morning, Steph. I think those only go to Facebook and Twitter and to YouTube. They don't go to LinkedIn, which is where both Arlen and Stephanie said hello to me, because that's the way the internet works. Things just get wonky and weird sometimes. Anyhow, I genuinely don't care how you watch or if you watch. I want you to listen. I want you to read. I want you to do all the things. It doesn't really matter to me. To me, it doesn't matter. So, anyhow, all right, let's get into this thing. Let's have fun. I think this will be a short one. You know, every time I say that, it goes long, but I got a funny feeling this one won't. Let's do some adjusting. Slide that over here. Leave that here. All right, let's read the preamble, which I think I've used this phrase before, and that's okay. This is 430 episodes, man. Of course I'm going to reuse things. Ask a dozen podcasters to define success, and you'll get a dozen answers. I really do. But I think they all have a common thread. A thread available to every podcaster that, when pulled, keeps them in the game. Yeah, a little pronoun heavy, but I'll do it. Let's do this thing. Ask a dozen podcasters to define success, and you'll get a dozen answers. But I think they all have a common thread. A thread available to every podcaster that, when pulled, keeps them in the game. Hello and welcome to another Podcast Pontifications with me, Evo Terra. Weird question. Are you watching Ted Lasso? I know this is a show about podcasting, but I'm rewatching Ted Lasso. I watched it originally. I'm on round 2 now, and let me tell you, it is every bit as good the second time around. If you haven't tried out Ted Lasso, it's on Apple TV. You should totally get a copy of Ted Lasso. It's amazing. And there's a line in the series where Ted tells a reporter something that sounds really dumb to say to a reporter. He says that success for him as a coach or a manager isn't about wins or losses. And, of course, there's more to that story. So what I want to do today is take that same idea, not being about wins and losses, not being about success. At least that's not how we define success. I want to refactor that to have a bit of a chat about podcasting that I think might help you. Because to me, success as a podcaster isn't about having a big podcast. It's about being proud of you as a podcaster and your podcast itself. So my question to you today is, are you proud of yourself as a podcaster? And of you, are you proud of the podcast you have? Now, by the way, for my religious friends out there, screw the deadly sin crap, okay? Ignore that for a minute. Deal with that Sunday. Right now, you're making content. You're putting out content into the world. You're putting yourself into the world. And as much as I avoid the word should in my vocabulary, listen, you should be proud of the work that you do. And if you're not proud of what you're doing right now as a podcaster, you should be, yes, there I go again, you should be working on that pride. You should be working on the things you're doing so that you can make yourself proud of them at some time in the future. Pride is it's a tricky thing. It's an overused word, I think, honestly. I mean, we're supposed to be proud of the states we were born in or the country we were born in. I had no control over that. But we can take control over the pride we have in ourselves as podcasters and of the podcasts we produce. That's something we have control over. That's really all I'm trying to say to you today. You know, with all the churn, uncertainty, doubt we're seeing right now in podcasting, which we can't control. What we can control, what we should, there's that word again, control, is the pride we have, the making of content so that we are proud of the work that we're done, that we are doing, and the work that we're going to do in the future. And listen, does pride equal money? No. Look, money is going to flow into podcasting the way money flows into podcasting, but I implore you, if possible, do not let that define success for you. Same thing for attention, audience size. Look, attention is always, I'm sorry to say this, but attention is always going to be disproportionately allocated to big podcasters who say oftentimes ignorant things. And yeah, that's unfortunate, but there is nothing we can do about that. We can't control that. What we can control is how proud we are of the shows we make, the efforts we put into making those podcasts and those episodes, and how that effort changes us as people even when we're not sitting behind a microphone. Never forget that. Never forget that. We should be able to take control the pride we feel pride we feel in ourselves as podcasters, even outside of podcasting. Thanks for that, Ted. Now, if you know a podcaster who needs to be reminded of this, please forward this to them, because I think time to time we all need reminded of this. And if you wish to show me your appreciation for reminding you of this again, please go to buymeacoffee.com/evoterra. That's it. I shall be back tomorrow with yet another podcast Pontifications. Cheers! Oh my God, I said it was going to be a short episode, and it was a short episode. It never goes short when I say it's going to be short. But I don't think that needed to be really, filled up with lots of other things. Hey, Matt, thank you very much. Thanks, Matt. So anyhow, there you go, guys. A short and sweet episode, because I think it's something that we could all kind of remember right now, especially with all this craziness going on. We want to be perfect at the things that we do, but we can, and working towards perfection is a goal. We're never going to achieve it, but damn it, we should feel pretty good about the things we're doing. You should feel pretty good about the things that you are doing. I feel pretty good about things I'm doing most of the time. Egotistical? I don't know. Hey, if you are brand new and you just missed all of that, yes, you could back up and watch 10 minutes of me, 4 minutes of me talking about something, and then 5 minutes of me talking about it, or I got a better option for you. Podcastpontifications.com. You'll get the finalized audio. You'll get just the article that I'm about to go write right now. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stop recording in a second, and I'm going to go type the words. And all of that will be at Podcast Pontifications, published out at 10 o'clock in the morning. And again, for those who have made the smart decision to put their email address in, they will get every day, the days I publish, at 10 o'clock, here's an email. Here's the link to the audio file, and here's the article so you can read it or listen to it to your heart's content. It's all there. Up to you. Podcastpontifications.com is the home base for all of those things. Thanks to everybody who has bought me a coffee over the years. We'll have some new announcements about some stuff coming up with that later on. But that's it. I'm going to go get this article out and done so I can get back to work. Hopefully you can get back to work as well. Or your evening or whatever it is that you do, because this baby is global. Who knows? I don't even know what the hell time it is for Stephanie right now. Could be midnight. Anyhow, that's it, everybody. Have a lovely day. I'll see you tomorrow.